Okay, so here we are. We're at a little parkette in Toronto called the Rosetta McClain Gardens. It is wintertime, so there's not going to be a lot of beautiful foliage around here, but we're going to go for a walk, and this is my first time using our gimbal and doing a video, so let's see how we can get everything to work together here. So let's begin. Okay, so here we are. We're outside of the car. Great little park. I'm just going to show you some of the scenery and explain things as we go along. So I'm going to flip around here. Okay, so here I am looking around the park. As you can see, we have lots of squirrely action. A few other people walking through the park here as well. So as you can see, the squirrels here are very friendly, especially if they think you have peanuts with you. Unfortunately, I didn't bring any with me today, so this little guy is going to have to go rummage for food somewhere else. Now, apparently, this is the foundation of the original home that this property belonged to. I will find a plaque later. We'll do a shot of the plaque and give a bit of the history of the parkette. It is now under the control of the city of Toronto, so they take care of the maintenance of the grounds, and yeah, that's basically a parkette under their responsibility, I guess is a good word for it. No, I don't have anything, sorry. No peanuts today. No, sorry. like I said, very friendly little guys. So this is the, like I said, the foundation of the original house for the park at Of course, there's always people who just want to leave trash sitting around and can't carry their garbage back to the parking lot where there are trash cans abundant to put all that garbage in. But hey, I guess that's today's society. So coming up on the path, we have, it's a sort of a little open air gazebo as well. Nice little shady spot in the summertime when it's really hot. Gives you somewhere where you can just get out of the sun, again, amongst all the trees, so it's nice and cool. And just kind of another little rustic piece to this park. Okay, continuing our walk down the park, I'm now heading over to the east end of the park. In the summertime, this is actually the Rosetta McClain Rose Gardens with, I'm not sure how many different types of roses they have, but an abundance of roses, and needless to say, the fragrance through here in the summertime is absolutely phenomenal. Okay, coming into the top of the rose garden. As you can see, we've got like a circular garden with a nice sitting area with a couple of benches. All this area through here is usually nice shrubbery and more of a wildflower type selection. Then we have the roses and other plants in the planter through the summertime as well. Okay, so from this point we're just going to swivel around a little bit. This is looking south down towards the lake, and this is the rose garden as it steps down towards the end, and you can see at the bottom there just a nice tall wooden trellis with vines growing up, again in the summertime when things are in full bloom. So again, this is just some of the sitting benches here as well. Again, you come here in the summertime when it's nice and warm and full bloom, and it's just a lovely area to spend a day, spend a couple hours just relaxing and enjoying the gardens. Lots of benches and areas around here to sit in. I'm going to take you over and show you a bunch of dead shrubs. Dormant, I should say. They're not dead. They will rebloom again in the spring. However, this area here, we have seen lots of rabbits coming through and in this area throughout the rose garden, and hiding under these bushes as well. So still lots of little intercity wildlife that can be found through the garden. Some people who live in the area have also said they have seen deer through the park if they come out first thing in the morning if they're walking their dogs. So this is the large wooden trellis I was telling you about. Again, as you can see, all covered with the dead vines now, but again, they will come springtime, they will completely regenerate, regrow, and again, it makes this, as you can see, it's completely covered over top by vines. So a very lush green canopy can be seen through here in the summertime as well. Alright, so we're just going to continue along the pathway as well. Again, throughout the park you see lots of benches, lots of areas, nice areas to sit during the summertime. As you can see, another friendly little fellow coming up here looking for his free peanuts. Unfortunately, I don't have any. Gonna come a little closer though? Hey. Okay, I'm going to continue walking along here. Actually, let me flip the screen again. So we just had a little chat with one of the locals walking by here. Just going to take you right up to the fence here. This is actually the shoreline for Lake Ontario. Part of the shoreline. Let's see if I can zoom in and get some of the wave action down here. Okay, so that is Lake Ontario there behind me. It's not too much of a windy day, but I guess we're getting some waves carrying in from the open water, which is giving us some big waves that you saw crashing against the shoreline there. So this is one of the great features as well, because when you come down here in the summertime again, on clear days you get some beautiful, beautiful sunsets and that going over the lake. Yeah, it's always just seems to have that fresh breeze, and no matter how hot the day is, it always seems to be more of a cool area down here. So yeah, I also got a refreshing area to come for a walk on those warm summer days as well, just to cool down a little bit and just enjoy some of the beautiful scenery as well. So I'm going to flip the camera back around again, and we're going to continue our little shot along the shorelines here, as well as enjoy some more of the gardens and point out some other points of interest. So here we go. This is more of the expanse along the coastline as well. Apparently the gentleman I was just talking with is from Ireland, and he says I could take a picture, a selfie here, and tell everybody I was by the Irish Sea. He says with the gray, the cold, the mist, and the waves crashing against the shoreline, nobody would know the difference. Well, except for maybe my wife, who knows I've never been to Ireland. And pretty well everybody knows I've never been to Ireland. Okay, so yeah, we can't do that. So yes, this is the Scarborough Bluffs, and this is part of Lake Ontario. Yeah, right. So we're back on our path again, walking along. And a great thing about this area as well is the fact that this path does stretch a good long section along the lake. So again, every little area has a beautiful scenery, nice view out over the lake. Again, in the summertime, beautiful shot. We have sailboats and other boats out on the water. Nice blue skies, nice blue water. It is a beautiful area to check out as well. So coming up on my right hand side here is another one of the wood trellises surrounding the rock garden and rock fountain. So as you can see the giant rock there, that rock is actually a fountain that's running in the summertime. Of course turned off now because it's winter time and the pipes have all been drained so that there's no chance of the water pipes bursting. Again, completely surrounded by garden beds, different flowers, different types of vegetation and greenery that is that is planted there in the summertime as well, and very well maintained by the staff here, the City of Toronto. Okay, so just sort of walk along the pathway here again. Nice little brick walkway with a fence to the left to keep people from going over off to the edge of the bluffs. Some more benches built in along this area. People can sort of sit in the summertime or wintertime if you like. Look out over the lake. As you can tell, it is a bit of a dark gray dingy day, but still it's a nice walk. Okay, so I've always liked this tree. I don't know why, it just seems to be a real cool looking tree. Let me flip the video around here so you can actually see it. There, hopefully that looks a little better. Okay, so now we've pretty well covered across the whole south end of the park. We're coming up to the west side, the west fence. Okay, so here, fairly large branches come down out of the tree. Looks like over here to my left, someone has done a little Christmas decorating with some poinsettia type artificial plants. I would have to assume they're artificial because, well, let's face it, they would not be alive out here in this cold right now. So let's continue on with our little walk here. You sort of see in the background there the parking lots. So we're kind of looping back towards the main part of the park, back towards that rock garden fountain area. So if I go to the left here, this is the area where I parked the car. The car just in behind that building, the parking lot. However, I am going to continue straight forward this way, and this is going to take us back to the rock garden. I call it the rock garden. Actually, it's a rock fountain with the gardens around it. This will give us another view, another angle from that area. That huge wooden trellis I showed you a little earlier when I approached the park from the other direction. You can see it starting up here in front of me. And as you can see, it loops all the way around and over to the other side. Again, one of these areas with the huge vines coming up, so that in the summertime, all this is completely covered in greenery. Makes a beautiful, cool, shady area to sit. The gardens themselves, so you can see they got different styles, different shapes, all tended with nice, beautiful flowers and plants throughout the summer months and that as well. And this just takes us back out to the shed, and the car is just parked over to the right there through the trees. So that's kind of concludes our little tour. Actually, looking at the caging here, probably tulip bulbs or something buried under here, and trying to keep the squirrels out so that they don't dig the bulbs up and start eating them through the winter time, so that their flowers will actually grow nicely and be blooming come springtime. So that concludes our little video tour. I'm going to go back and get some still pictures, and then we're going to put this all together so that you can see our little video, our first video using the gimbal. Okay, so here we are back in the car. That was our first experience using the DJI Mobile 3 gimbal and running video, and me actually doing a video. So this is a day of firsts. Bit chilly out there. You can see a bit of a red nose, red face from walking around in the cold. Fingers are just a little bit on the red side and a little numb from the cold as well. But overall, I think a good experience, and we will be able to parse this video together now and see how it all comes out. So hope you enjoy, and yeah, let me know what you think. Thank you for your time, and yeah, take care. There you go, one final shot outside the car of our little squirrels playing squirrely games in the park. Okay, so we're doing a little side trip here. I've made some adjustments to the controls on the gimbal, so hopefully the panning will be a little more smooth and a little, yeah, not quite as jumpy. I've come to an area called Scarborough Bluffers Park. It is an area of the, like in the Toronto East End as well. That is a big beach, and it gives us the more of a chance to get down below the bluffs. So we're at the beach level now, and we're going to take a quick walk out to the beach so you get a chance to see the waves and a little bit more of Lake Ontario. All right, I'm still in the car, so let me get out and away we go. Okay, so you can probably hear the roar in the background. We're just walking down towards the beach right now. Down at this level, there's actually more of an intense wind. So I do apologize if there's wind sound coming through this. I don't know if this is going to help or not, but yeah, let's just go and take a look at the beach here and see what we can see. Okay, so there we go. So that's basically the lake in behind me. You can see the waves back in there as well. Quite windy. I'm just going to head back to the car. I'm not sure how much previously you heard. I know the wind is quite strong, so yeah, well, check the video editing and see what we can get out of it. Okay, so I'm back in the car again. I'm not too sure how much of my video commentary